Hello everyone! Today I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite characters, rated on both fun and how useful they are in gameplay. If you want to see my rating on every character, I can recommend my reviewing every character within 30 seconds video. Number 5 is Zhongli. Now Zhongli's shield is really nice, but honestly that is not the main reason why I enjoy him so much. First up, his ult is really useful, not even for the damage, even though the damage scaling is quite good, but the stun he applies on enemies. It penetrates shields and everything, and it can be almost like 4 seconds long. It gives you ample time to recover or to give you some form of damage opportunity, and I really like that part of his kit. Aesthetically looking, his ultimate I think just has the best animation in the game, because you're dropping a giant bloody meatball onto the enemies, which is one of the greatest feelings you can have in Genshin Impact, just plunging absolute destruction upon your enemies. His E skill is kind of funny as well, as you drop the pillar down, and in co-op it's just an absolute joy to have your friends and you mess around by testing which boss attacks you can dodge by standing on the pillar or not. His outfit is also very fitting of the Geo Archon, and his voice acting is sublime. All in all, I think Zhongli's character as a whole just encompasses what you would like to see in an Archon. He has a really defined kit with protection and earth, not really a damage dealer, but he has so much utility. It really makes him stand out as the Geo Archon and what the Geo element sometimes kind of can be. I think Zhongli is one of the best expressions of an Archon. He looks awesome, his voice acting is amazing, and that's why he's in this spot. And for number 4, there's a character that I don't even own, because I just think his gameplay is that good. And that is the character that never gets a rerun, Kazuha. Now, from just having played Kazuha through many trials with the multiple combat events that we have seen, I can conclude that his gameplay is one of the nicest and most satisfying in Genshin Impact. For me, the gameplay of grouping up enemies with your E, launching up and then plunging down while absorbing the element that is currently applied to the enemies is so interesting. I think it almost has some of the best gameplay in the game. The main reason Kazuha is on here is just because I love his plunge attack so much, because I just think it's so cool. His ultimate also has one of the best animations, and his whole kit and aesthetic gives off that cool lone samurai look that we kind of wanted to see from a couple of characters from Inazuma. The only unfortunate thing that he has going for him is that he's never on the bloody banner, so we can't pull him because it was too late for his first banner, and now I don't have him, so I would really love to see a rerun on him. And for number 3 we have the one and only Captain Beidou. Beidou is the character that carried me through the early game of Genshin Impact. I think from all the 4-star characters gameplay, Beidou has the best kit, mostly because of her counter. Because the feeling of getting hit by a monster and then slash countering them and having that massive E-slash, it's just very satisfying. I really want to take my Beidou into the endgame, but currently I haven't been able to, as I mostly lose Xiangling with my Tartaglia. But she is very viable within taser teams with like Sucrose or Tartaglia to constantly apply Electro with her ultimate. Her counter is also still good in late game Abyss, simply because you can reduce the amount of damage you take by a large amount, and the Abyss monsters hit quite hard, so it is really helpful to not get hit by like a 15k damage attack. Her ultimate also shields you from some damage, so all in all she can definitely be a protector. If you're only bringing a healer like Bennett, it is very nice to have Beidou on top of that. Her entire lore around being a captain and a pirate and her aesthetic are also really cool. I really appreciate the way that Genshin Impact handled her, and gameplay wise I just think she is my most favorite 4-star in the game at the moment. Now on number 2 there's the Raiden Shogun. Now the Raiden Shogun is really just the almighty Archon in my team that she is portrayed as in the lore. She hits incredibly hard. Also, she just ramps your team's speed up so much. You get all this energy recharge, your entire team starts hitting electro attacks and can apply electro with her E attack, and she just makes your team feel fast and destructive. And whenever there's a tough enemy that I have to hit, I swap to her, I press Q, I look at that really amazing elemental burst animation, and she just hits enemies for 100k to 200k. And after that you're just in gamer mode where you can just hit the enemies for like 7-8 seconds with your sword and just smack them. All in all, the Raiden Shogun is just a massive powerhouse that I have in my arsenal. She is my strongest unit by a long shot, without even being that incredibly well built. She just adds so much to my team that I cannot play Abyss without using the Raiden Shogun, as she is just that powerful and that good to use. Her sword slashes are also incredibly satisfying as you're cutting down enemies with your lightning sword, and whenever you finish your combo string and you wait a little bit, she beautifully sheaths it and it's incredibly satisfying. The Shogun also had a major part to play in the lore, and I really like the story quest and her boss coming with it. She is a very developed character within the Genshin Impact lore, and all in all I think she added a great team to Inazuma, and she is by far my most favorite character from Inazuma, while also just being super strong. I do also think her looks really encompass the Electro Archon side of her, but also the Inazuma culture side of her, which is more towards the samurai side. I think the Raiden Shogun set a certain bar for Archons to be, just like Zhongli did, and I really hope the future Archons can blow me away like this again. And now if you have looked at the profile picture of this channel, you can probably guess what number 1 is going to be. It's Nesnaya's greatest love machine, Mr. Tartaglia. Of course it's Tartaglia. He is my favorite character in Genshin Impact. And let me tell you why I think the rerun Archon is the greatest character in Genshin Impact. Tartaglia is an absolute team player, so having him in your arsenal just allows you to try many creative teams with things like Taser comps and Zhangling and Pyro comps. His own gameplay is super fast, and the best part of it is if you're hitting a large crowd of enemies, it just absolutely explodes in one big torrent because you're constantly proccing Riptide, which just AoEs over all the enemies. The fast gameplay with his daggers is just really appealing to me, and I didn't really like Tartaglia, but I decided to pull him because I thought his kit might be interesting. But once I got my hands on him and I started playing with him, he quickly rose to the top of my most favorite character in the game, simply because of his kit just being so fun to play around with. His character is also quite interesting as he is kind of a weird character. He likes to be the enemy of the traveler, but purely because he likes to just duel with things. He likes to fight things, but currently we don't really know his main goal aside from just becoming as strong as he possibly can and fighting for the Tsarisa. I'm really excited to see where Tartaglia's character development goes, and currently as the only playable Fatui character, I think Tartaglia is my favorite character in Genshin Impact. And that was my top 5 of my personal favorite characters in Genshin Impact. I would love what your personal top 5 is. So if you have watched this video and reached this part, please leave a comment with your top 5 favorite characters in Genshin Impact. And if you really enjoyed it, please do consider liking and subscribing. And I will see you later.